Dustin Wolf has been signed to a 7-year extension for $7.5 million a year. Bonnie, what are you cooking up right now?
Don't hate on Frosty right now, my guys. He's a center we need. Trust me.
Kenzie Weegar is the best defenseman Calgary's had in a hot minute.
And next year and the year after, the 16th overall pick, the Flames draft.
I just want Gavin Mckenna.
Yeah.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Puck and Stuff podcast, where we talk about puck and other stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, it's me, T-Dawg, B-Dawg on the other side here. Going to discuss a specific team today that is royally struggling. But hey, for us fans, who cares?
That's definitely an understatement. But yeah, those are the right words I would use. That's close. God damn. Where do we start? Because obviously I would say 16, but actually we just played tonight and now we're 17 games into the Flames season. And we're 4-11-2 with 10 points on the season. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of predicted this to happen. I kind of wanted this to happen, but just, it still hurts. It still hurts inside to still see my team do this bad. But at the same time, I'm like, there's a goal in mind. And T-Dawg sent me this goal. And it's Mission Mckenna. I kind of love it. I kind of dig it.
I don't know who created that, but I was trying to think of a name because, everyone was like going down hard for Bedard, tank for McDavid, whatever, that stuff back in the day. Someone said Mission Mckenna in an Instagram chat. Maybe it was Reddit. I don't know. So shout out to whoever made that. But it's true. Look, I'm feeling like a bit of a fool right now because I put this team making the playoffs, squeaking in, thinking, same team pretty much. Let's see. No. Worst start in franchise history in the month of October. Scoring is nowhere to be found.
No.
That's one thing Edmonton and Calgary can both agree upon right now is both of them can score, so that's funny. What else? Goaltending, that's been good. It's been fine. But look, you have no defensive support. I don't know what's been going on with some of these players, but the plus minuses aren't looking too good either. There's a lot to get into, but honestly, look, it's disappointing in the sense that you want to watch this team to cheer and see them do well and have something to celebrate with your boys. But look, I think this is for the greater good. I know that you agree with this. Where do you want to start? Because I think there are so many topics to discuss when it comes to why this team is performing the way they are.
Well, there's a few ways we could start this. We could just go right into the point leaders of this team and kind of start there and go down the list if you really want.
Points? What do you mean? What's that?
It's, when our players put stats on the board and that
like penalty minutes?
Points. Yeah, kind of.
Like time on ice?
Yeah, you could say time. That's one of them. That's definitely one of them. And we've had a few guys that have been on the ice a long time, but some of them do produce points for us. Leading the team in the last 17 games is Nazem Kadri with 11 points on the season. Right behind him is Jonathan Huberdeau with 12 games on the season with 8 points, and Morgan Frost is right behind him with 17 games played with 8 points. You're starting to feel a theme here where Huberdeau hasn't really played in the last couple of games, and he's still second on the team, where that's very, very concerning on many levels. This is going to be hard, man. The more and more I really think about going into this podcast, it's going to be really hard talking about this team because realistically, since we started Flames Talk, we haven't had a situation go through this bad before. For sure, we've had our preseason talks about it, but this deep to almost 20 games, we've never had this bad of a record going into this podcast talking about the Flames. And it's kind of a struggle, but especially when you're seeing just the point production on this team, it's really, really bad. Really bad. What are your thoughts? You like any point so far?
Well, for how mediocre this team's been for the past 10, 15 years, this is a historical start for the team. Just it's noticeably bad. And you know what's bad when the Instagram meme accounts are like, "Yo, we got some content on these boys."
Understatement.
I don't like the Dustin Wolf slander though. That's annoying me a little bit. This ain't on the goaltending. I mean, you want to look at the goaltending stats here, right? Look, Wolf with an 8.92 does not look good. But like again, where is he's not getting help from anything? He's not getting scoring. I know when Wolf talked in that interview, he was talking about I can't score goals. He wasn't going against the players and calling them out. It was him saying like.
I can't produce offense. Oh my god, that was awesome.
Right? You know what I mean? But it's like,
yeah.
I mean, I kind of wish it was about that because you should call these guys out. Let's be real here. Devin Cooley's been fine. I laughed how that was the big talking point before the start of the season. Will Devin Cooley be well? Look, I was like, whatever. At least your worries, because at the end of the day, I think Cooley was good enough that he can start a couple of games, 10, 15, and give you decent performance. And as long as you get sort of that team that we had last season, you're gonna win a couple of games from that. But never mind.
Could we actually back it up a second here? Because for the last few games, Matt Coronado actually got scratched based on his performance, and same with Zari for 2 games. So I was curious, what are your thoughts about just the fact that they were like, okay, we need to scratch Coronado, let him learn a lesson, as we're sitting here like, okay, we need the young guys to get that kind of experience. Are you sure you don't want to healthy scratch Backlund, who has been struggling a little bit? He's getting better, but he in that last few games were struggling with Toronto and struggling with so on and so forth. Is there any? What are your thoughts?
That's my thoughts. Fine, scratch the young guys. True, they're making mistakes and they're not playing to probably where they should be. But why do the veterans not get the same treatment?
Exactly.
You just start scratching these. I mean, let's look at this, man. Okay, -4 Connor Zary, -8 he's a -13. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of valid to some extent, but still, it's
look.
I love the main. That's like your main scoring production guy on the team. There.
I don't think you need to bench him, but -16 Mackenzie Weegar. What is this? What is this, man? I love Weeks, but that's tough, man. Kevin Ball, he's a +6. So at least he's been looking a little better, but I won't lie, when that one game I went to, I was about to throw my popcorn. He was absolutely awful. That was start of the season. A little defense
to Weegar in this right here, that he probably has played the most minutes on Calgary's team. So that might understandably be the reason why he's -16 right now, because he's been on the ice the most. I think him and Anderson are literally back and forth. But still, I got to defend him a little bit. He's still my guy. I know it's not his fault. He's playing hard hockey right now.
But it's, I don't know, like the defense, like we always knew there were holes in this defense, and it's so proven so much right now. I don't mind Yankus Netsov. I think he's actually played well for the games he's actually played and come up since Parek's injury. We'll have to get into Parek too. But this team is just, it's going to be one of those teams where we're going to look back at the roster in like 5-6 years, and we're going to be like, wow. We're just going to laugh. We're like, that was awful.
We're going to rewatch these being like, God damn, those poor bastards. You have no idea what they were going through. Some Vegas. But honestly, as we're kind of like talking about the pros and cons here, are you all right if I go on a quick rant? Because I did make a list of the last 20 games with the Calgary Flames. I've made some pros and cons on, and oh boy, it gets bad. So we'll start with the pros. Giving the young guys a chance. I love that they brought up Adam Klapka. He's a strong force on the offensive side that I think we really need in the corners, especially winning puck battles. Hunzik has finally gotten a full role on the lineup. No injuries, thank God. He's looked promising. He's still young and big. Nice. I love his play. I really do love that. Greedon did get a chance in the NHL for a minute. He got a goal, and he looked actually really impressive. There wasn't obviously enough room because I believe injuries happened, so they did have to send him back down. But honestly, he looked really good. Another guy that we just brought in, Devin Cooley, that you mentioned, he's playing strong hockey right now in net, and no big mistakes. His goals against average and his save percentage look great. I would love if Calgary starts giving him more opportunity in net to give maybe Wolf a chance to rest, because it looks like it's not really working his way right now. No criticism, I promise, this way from Wolf. I love Wolf from the bottom of my heart. He's our goalie. He's our starter. But giving Cooley a chance right now where he's actually showing productive numbers, it wouldn't hurt. I would love to see that from him.
Yeah.
Cons. Oh, boy. T-Dawg, I got a lot of cons for you.
Should I grab the popcorn?
Oh, boy, you should grab the popcorn for this one. So we are 31st in the league for power play percentage, 20th in the league for penalty kill percentage, dead last for goals for per game. We're 20th for goals against per game. Oh, we're not even done yet because I also wrote this as a con that Zane Parekh got injured week to week. So, that we'll talk about that in a minute once I wrap this up. We're dead last in the NHL with 10 points, 4-11. That is a con that makes me so happy, but so frustrated at the same time. That makes me want to activate the mission Mckenna. And, oh my goodness, let's keep going. Bad penalties this season. I have noticed in the last 20 games, there has been uncalled for, unnecessary penalties coming towards our side that I'm like, okay, you're being way too physical in a certain play or a certain time during the game where you don't want to get a penalty, especially when you don't have a good power penalty kill to kill it. So that's been bothering me a lot. And also just no scoring production from any of the team on any of the lines. Sometimes I see the fourth line come out and they're playing the best out of all the lines during a game. And it's lately what I've been used to in the last few seasons of Calgary, and just weak defense. Not good in your own zone. The breakout looks shifty. We all look sloppy. It is some sloppy hockey in Calgary, my lads.
And it's boring dump. Like, I get it. It's a part of the game. You cycle, you dump and chase, but holy moly, that's all they can do. They can't enter the zone.
No.
It is the most mind-numbing thing to see. I don't even know, man. Just,
it's bad,
what
bro.
A joke.
Okay, actually, there's one more thing I do have for pros, and it's the fact we did start off the season beating Edmonton. That's a win. Yeah. That's a pro. Hell, I could be fucking 1-16 right now, and I would not care because I would be like, you know what? We got that one win against Edmonton to start off the season. That's all I needed. But kind of moving on, I did want to backtrack just a tad bit to our owner of the Calgary Flames, Murray Edwards, and he did quote this, and it's kind of scaring a lot of Flames fans right now. And he's the owner of Calgary Flames is telling people that he has no interest in trading Nazem Kadri. In fact, he doesn't want to trade Nazem Kadri. He loves the core of this team. What are your thoughts on Murray Edwards' words based on the performance of the team and not trading Kadri, and just the fact that we're in this state and he's saying this kind of stuff where we're last in the league? What are your thoughts?
I look at Ryan Smith in Utah and I think, man, to have an owner like that, hey, he goes, watches the games, fully supports, right, and trusts his management group. I mean, look at the team and the decisions they've made in the past years. It's not being decided by Conroy. Conroy has someone else telling him what to do, and I feel like if you gave Conroy the full reign, there would be some different changes. And that's what's really, I don't know. I mean, sure, you like the core, whatever, but look, are we going to keep playing this game until you just this team is no longer and the organization is no longer lucrative, and then you just sell it when the value of the organization is low? Like what's going on here? I don't know how this is not a good. I don't think this is a good business model.
No,
I don't see how you're making more revenue off of this. Like this, you're getting to a point where it's like people are gonna stop, man. They're not gonna care about a new arena. They're gonna care about it for a month or two, and then they're gonna realize how expensive everything is.
To some extent, just based off of what I heard on the words of our glorious owner of the Calgary Flames, I get it. You run the team, you're running a business. At the same time, you when your fans are kind of saying it, media guys are even kind of pushing the rebuild idea, and you're sitting there, you're saying you love the core, but your core's not bringing on to a winning production, not really helping you guys any business-wise realistically. You want to bring a winning piece to your arena and a winning core to your arena, and what you're saying is just not making sense to me because I watch these games and it's not producing to what you're saying it should be. And the trade Kadri thing, I kind of get it because he's your number one guy. If you trade Kadri now, you're essentially saying now it's rebuild time. I understand why he doesn't want to say it, but at the same time, you know those pieces of veteran guys need to go soon because their values are high right now. And they're probably going to start getting lower each year, like Huberdeau. Like, we're probably never getting off that Huberdeau deal until last year. And I don't know. I'm getting to a point where it's nice for him to confirm that he doesn't think it's time to rebuild, but then it's just going to bite him in the ass with backlash of his team isn't performing. And I'm at a point where I don't see the first Flames trade getting picks or prospects or what the heck it is, younger players, until like 40 games in. I don't see that happening till then.
No, not at all.
This kind of like brings me back to my next question and leads me into it of, if 40 games in, we finally do make that trade, who do you think the Flames finally send off? Do you see they committing full rebuild with Kadri? We know Huberdeau and Uyghur aren't going anywhere. Do we get rid of Captain? Is there anyone on your mind that you could think of gets shipped off first?
Probably Anderson. I mean, that values. But, I mean, I think he'd be a good piece for a team. It's just tough, too, because these deadlines are going to be different with this new cap rule.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough for I think trade deadlines are kind of gonna be dead now, which sucks.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
So maybe some contender tries to go and get a defenseman like that. I think that helps the blue line for sure. Anderson definitely plays better on a team that is more in an encouraged spot. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Kadri getting traded, I mean, I don't even see it. I think it makes sense. I just don't even see it because I just feel like it won't happen.
My first thought to ship off is Blake Coleman. I don't really see a point of Blake Coleman. His value is going to be as high as it is with him being fourth on the team with points. And he's getting older. I don't think he wants to spend another season in a kind of a team that's probably going to commit to a rebuild where he could go play playoff hockey potentially somewhere. So I'd rather ship him. I think he'll be the first one shipped off. And then I think Anderson might be right behind him this year. Dude, you know what's kind of scary about that idea? Our defense is going to be bad.
Oh, it'll be terrible. They're already struggling.
I know, but just think we can go another level down without Anderson. Yeah. Giving Anderson minutes to someone like Kevin Ball or Jake Bean, and then we bring Mckenna back into the lineup. We bring Mckenna back into the lineup, and he's going to get at least 15 minutes a night. Can't wait, boys. I can't wait.
Are you missing Slovia yet, or what?
We're rough. You know how you're about to see the storm come over your head, and then you just look over and it's full tsunami, and you're like, "Oh, yeah, that's Calgary."
That's what it feels like. So, what do you think, B-Dawg? Where do we go from here? I'll let you answer this, but let's look at the schedule for the rest of the month. St. Louis, then San Jose, Winnipeg, Chicago, Buffalo, Dallas, Vancouver, Tampa, Florida, Carolina. Where do we go from here? Because those teams, you should probably beat some teams on paper, but it's not happening.
I can bet we're probably gonna lose almost every game. We're gonna get, so it's either we're gonna take one dub to St. Louis, which I would hate because we don't need St. Louis being last. We need to be last.
We don't need wins.
It's either we steal a win in St. Louis against St. Louis or San Jose, and the ownership and the management's okay, we got to win. We're back at it, and then we're gonna go on a 10-game losing streak where we're sitting there just can you start trading people? Can you start rebuilding now? Can you commit? And then nothing's going to change for another 10 games. And then we're going to go into mid-December and finally see our first send-off somewhere. Because my question was to you, what's Calgary's next decision, next direction going to December in general? What do you think the rest of the month really looks like for this team? And I don't really see it other than lose, one squeege of a win, lose. I don't see any other order.
I see insanity. I think it's going to be the same thing. I don't see any change. I never brought this up. Line mixing. Dude, Huska's been doing this for his entire coaching lifespan. He mixes the lines. And I know it's like, yeah, you're not winning games, but look, you haven't had really many lines, maybe besides Backlund, Coleman, and Honzik. You mix it so much, like no wonder no one has any chemistry with each other.
It's down. We're down bad over here. But if we look at the lineups for the Flames on Daily Faceoff right now, the lineups are Sharangovich, Kadri, and Farabee, Huberdeau, Frost, and Coronado, Hunzik, Backlund, Coleman, Lomberg, Zari, and Klapka. Okay, I think we're at a point where I'm okay to put Backlund on fourth, make Zari third. I'm at that point, man, because I don't. What the hell are you putting Zari on fourth?
Zari doesn't look. He's struggled, but does Zari actually deserve fourth line minutes when list those other guys in the three other line, the top three lines, and tell me why they deserve to be in the top three lines? Seriously,
like
every one of them couldn't be in the fourth line. The way they've been playing.
I kind of get it with Coleman, Backlund, and Hunzik. You kind of want to, because Coleman and Backlund play well together, and adding a young guy kind of just helps the lineup.
It's always worked out, yeah.
It's always pretty much worked out when you have Coleman, Backlund, and the left winger is some young buck. It usually works out pretty well in our favor, but Coronado on the second line, I get it, he's struggling, but does he really need to be there? Usually the chemistry works pretty well with Huber, Coronado, and Kadri, and having Farabee and Frost, having that Philly connection always is nice. So I'm kind of shocked he's switching it to this. I'm not going to lie. And then we look at the freaking defense. We have Joel Hanley, Mackenzie Weegar as our first pair, Kevin Ball and Anderson as our second pair, and Braden Bahal and Kuznetsov as our fourth.
I don't know.
Because, like we said, Zane Parekh is on a week-to-week, and we won't see him for a bit. So this is what the defense pairs are going to look like for the future, until at least he maybe comes back and gets right on the horses again. I'm definitely concerned. Like this, I mean, I kind of want this. I've been saying this for a minute. I kind of want this, but damn, it's going to be rough, man. It's going to be freaking rough. The analytics show that we're like, goddamn, these analytics are showing me that we deserve to be bottom of the
Oppenheimer of the Calgary Flames media.
I'll take that.
This team has become death, the destroyer of Flames fans' sanity and happiness.
Yeah. These analytics, I would like to report that these analytics are about to cause us to go into mission Mckenna.
Listen, guys, come on, guys. All we need is really just, another fourth liner grinder, If you think about it, if this team was playing in the trap hockey era, we would be in a playoff spot right now.
Probably something like that, eh? I don't even know.
Awful.
Guess what?
I got one.
It ate 20 years ago, buddy. It ate 30 years ago.
Oh my god. Okay, I got one more question to kind of wrap up Flames talk on my end before you got any more questions to ask. Yeah. Do you have any expectations for some young guys like let's look at the main ones where we're looking at Connor Zary, we're looking at Matt Coronado, and we're looking at Zane Parekh. They're kind of looking like the big young future guys in Calgary potentially. We know that Zary and Coronado have been struggling, and Zane Parekh is obviously kind of showing his age in this league where he's kind of struggling. Is there any expectations on the season for them?
I don't expect much from Parekh. I think if you can have a noticeable difference maybe in just him being more adapted to the NHL game at the end of the season, I could see that. I'd be happy with that. Zary, I want more from him, but the problem is look where he's being played. So I think the coaching has a lot to do with why Zary is where he is. He's got a lot of potential.
And I kind of feel the same way about Coronado in some ways, because he's looking like our main first line winger, but he's struggled. We healthy scratched him, and we put him on the second line where he's playing with Sharangovich and Farabee, and he has really no connection with those guys. So
yeah, I expect more too. He's a minus 13. I really want something to change because Coronado, I just know it. He's a guy where if it doesn't work out here, you're going to trade him for nothing, and he's going to go somewhere and he's going to be a 40-goal scorer. I just know it. Like once Coronado actually has some people to play with, give him the puck, he's going to shoot it, and that's what's going to happen.
It's going to be so long until we're good again. It's going to be so long.
Who else do I expect more from? I think. I really like the goalies. I don't think you can. Like,
you can't really blame them.
How it is, man. The team sucks.
No, I guess so. Do you wait? No, I got one more question about the coach. Do you think it's a system problem because we extended Huska 2 more years on his contract? Do you think it's a system problem? I
think the team that's been put on the ice is just not there. I mean, and I think maybe that just proves that last season was more lucky than anything. I think part of it could be a system problem. I don't know what Husk is trying to do with half these decisions on scratching players. I mean, I get the message they're trying to send, but again, it feels weird when you will scratch some people, but some players are playing worse and you're not scratching them. Yeah. So that's been kind of surprising to me. I don't know if this team just bought in, and I think they're just in their heads too, right? So that kind of doesn't help either, but they can't score. So this style of hockey obviously isn't working if you're not scoring. And it's just, I don't know, it's just weird, man. Like some of these players, they complemented these cup run teams or deep playoff run teams so well. And look at where it is now. Is that on the players? Maybe it's because the players they played with really complimented them. But I also really do think that a lot of it is simply because this team, it just doesn't allow for players to thrive in their own skill sets. I don't know if the system allows that. Oh, he's banned.
I would like to make a statement that the potential problem that is happening in the Calgary Flames locker room is the Swedes. We must get rid of all the Swedes because we've seen what happens to them during the World Juniors. They all become crybabies about their bronze. And, how we get rid of those kind of problems? We trade all the Swedes.
Yeah, come the blonde Swedes.
Get rid of Anderson.
And they're gone. No more. Wait, then half of them aren't even blonde on this team. They're more like brown head or something like that.
No, they're not even blonde Swedes. No. I got nothing else for Flames talk. T-Dawg, what about you wrap this up for us?
Everything we said is what we need to talk about. I mean, look, this is going to be probably a season of insanity. Same thing. Nothing's going to change. And the condensed schedule doesn't help. Look, I'll be honest, man. Watching this team right now is kind of background noise while I do other more important things. And it's hard to watch. Look, I want to watch more games live too, right? Because it's a fun thing to do, right? But it's like, it's boring. So now it's like, well, let's just go. If you're going to watch a game, go watch a team that knows how to play some hockey. And you can actually watch something that's entertaining. So
yeah, that's who would have thought I went to a Flames game to enjoy the other team being better.
No, literally, man. It's how it is. I just want the tank, and I want a draft pick, and I want this team to just fully go into whatever they need to do before this new arena is built. Because, oh my goodness, let's not become the Buffalo Sabres.
No kidding. That is a valid point from T-Dawg. And if you guys did enjoy this episode, leave a like, leave a comment, and please subscribe. Well, I know we've been away for a while, but we're coming back, we promise. It's still hockey season. Just our team is kind of going through the dumpster fire right now. So it's going to be a little harder to record and actually have fun doing this. But honestly, this is what we want. This is Mission Mckenna. I hope you have a good one. We'll see you in the next one. Hey!